what I want to talk to you today is your expertise is not producing the results you've been looking for. Really? Do you know why that is? So I've got six tips that will help you produce better results if you can figure out how to use your expertise. Are you an expert? Do you want to be an expert? Isn't that the key to what you have to do? When you look at all the gurus, all the people making the big money, all the people more successful, it's because they are considered the expert in their field. That's a tough road to hoe, right? How do you get there? Well, first of all, when we talk about being an expert, what is your expertise? Do you know? Do you absolutely know what your expertise is? Because a lot of people, just like in their lives, they try and go all these directions. Hey, I'm an expert in this, I'm an expert in this, I'm an expert in that. Find your niche, 1, 2, 3 areas that you're an expert in, that you really have the knowledge. And what makes someone an expert? It's being able to have the experience. So they say 10,000 hours of experience, which is something like, I don't know, 2 years? 2 years dedicated to that knowledge makes you an expert. So if you've got an expertise in some area, then you can focus on that and start figuring out how you can be the expert in your field, be seen, be visible. And that's probably what it is. Do you know your expertise is not based, you being called an expert, you being seen as the expert, has nothing to do with your knowledge? What? Nothing to do with your knowledge. And because you and I know some really knowledgeable people who are not experts in their field, don't we? Yeah, we do. And that's important for you to understand, is that if you know these people who are experts, really smart, really knowledgeable people who should be called experts, but they're not. Why not? They're not seen as experts. They have the knowledge to be an expert, but they're not considered an expert. And that's true with, money. Money doesn't make you an expert. So when you think about it, rich people, you've known lots of rich people in your lives. You know people right now who might be very wealthy, but they're not an expert. Now, they made their money in real estate, or they made their money in stocks, or they made their money, wherever they made their money, to become wealthy and live a great life. But they're not considered the expert. If they went on and did a Facebook Live, they wouldn't be considered the expert in their field. Why is that? Because there's certain things that it takes to be considered an expert. And that expertise comes with your exposure, who you're seen with, right? All those wonderful things. How often are you seen? Are you seen as the expert in your field? Are you connected with people who are also experts in their field? It's one of those things where you have to start considering what makes someone an expert. So I've got 6 areas. I talked about that briefly that I will cover, right? First off is, you're not a great speaker. Do you have to be a great speaker to be an expert? I'll tell you what, I think if you look at today's society, the people who are considered the experts are very good presenters. They have a real good way with words. They have a real good flow in front of the camera, especially. I teach a new course for becoming a virtual trainer, certified virtual trainer, because it takes a special skill to be great on this small camera, right? To be, you know people who are movie stars who were great in the movies and couldn't transition to TV. You've known TV stars who were absolutely phenomenal on their TV shows and never made the transition to movies. Why is that? Different skill sets. It's different skill sets, and that's true for you. If you're a speaker and you've been on a stage, you might be great on stage and in person, right? Because you've got that aura, that thing that turns people. You go, oh, wow, exciting. And then you get on the camera and you're not nearly as exciting. You pause too much. You think too much. You don't express enough. You don't use your gestures. You don't use your body language. You don't use the tone. All that stuff. I'm not going to get into that, because if you want to take the course, I'd love to have you on my course to learn how to be great on camera. And that's going to be part of what you have to do. So being a great speaker can move you towards becoming an expert. That's what you want to do, is you want to move to becoming that expert status, because once you're an expert, you make a lot more money. Have you noticed that? More opportunities, more money, more people looking to you, more people recognize you. Why do you think so many people are like, I'm on TikTok, look at me, I'm on TikTok. And people came up to me and said, hey, I know you from TikTok, right? Because that's the beginning. When people start to talk about you, you're on that road to becoming seen as an expert, as a celebrity, let's put it that way. You're going to be seen as a celebrity. When you become a celebrity, then you start to move towards how do you become the expert? Because there's lots of celebrities out there who aren't experts in anything. They're just well known, right? Well documented. Everybody wants to take their picture. Everybody wants to take their picture with them. Hey, would you like to get your picture taken with Steve Sapato? No, why not? Because I'm not a celebrity, right? So you have to find your niche, and that can be done. So let's talk about here, when we talk about being good on Facebook, one of the biggest challenges, and I shouldn't say Facebook, being good on camera, being good live. How many people have you seen do a Facebook Live where they start off by going, well, today I'm going to be working on, no. How did the commercial go? No. Just say no. No. Anyway, they don't start off well. They don't start off strong and powerful. Or they start off and go, hey, today I'm Steve Sapato, the most famous, unfamous speaker in America. And, oh, hi, Karen. Hi, Ken. Who cares? Why are you taking up everybody else's precious time by acknowledging Karen and Ken? Don't do it, right? Karen and Ken is not why you're doing your Facebook Live. You're trying to become seen, visible, acknowledged. And that's, you want to go viral. You would love for all of your videos to go viral. That's the one thing we have to work on, is what's going to make you the expert. So far we've got not a great speaker. Like, you know, when we like talk about like things that like make us like want to be better at things we do. Wow, really? Yep, you see that in a lot, especially in the younger people. They went away from and now they're into like. And so it's important for you to understand that being in control of your talk is vital to your success. So you have to be a really good speaker. Be glad to give you speaking lessons. Be glad to teach you as a speaker how to be excellent, both on stage and on camera. All right? Don't be boring, right? I have worked with people who, boy, you think they got it, and then they do their own live, and they're like, hi, I'm Steve Sapato. I'm the most famous, unfamous speaker in America. Oh, quit it, right? Get to the point, first of all. Be excited, be motivated, right? But don't be boring. Again, I offer if you go to Stop Boring Speakers, www.stopboringspeakers.com, is because I hate boring speakers. How about you? You like attending boring meetings? You want your boss or your manager to stop being boring? Send me their email, send me their address, right? And anonymously, I'll contact whoever the powers that be and see if I can teach them how to be entertaining and engaging. Yes, what is it? I always say it this way. Your material might be dry, but you are boring. That's the truth. I've done lots of classes where it's dry material. You know, I've worked in corporate America forever teaching people. Dry material. But then you say, hey, you have to spice this up. And that's part of my storytizing. I teach people how to be storytellers, not storytellers. Storytellers put people to sleep. Isn't that what you want to become a great storyteller so you can put your kids to bed or your grandkids? Storytizing is how you energize that talk, how you engage the audience, how you move forward. And that's what you have to do. So when we talk about your expertise, right, what makes you an expert, what gets you the opportunities, what reaches in and says, hey, I want that person to be involved with me, I want this person to be involved with me, is because they are the experts in their field. So 1 was not a great speaker, 2 was boring, number 3 is unorganized. If you're jumping back and forth, you want to say, hey, I want to go here from here to there. A lot of times, if you don't, some speakers think that they can't have notes. Oh, no. Especially, depending on your material, you have to have notes. And people say, well, you know, the pros don't take notes up on stage with them. Are you getting paid $25,000 to $50,000 per talk? If you're getting paid $5,000 per talk, carry your notes with you. I don't care, right? Carry your notes with you. Refer to them. Say, hey, according to this, we can do this. Hey, when we got to do this, we can do this. Do you think somebody's going to fire you because you carried a notebook with you on stage? Somewhere we got that impression that you shouldn't need a note, right? Maybe you don't. After you become an expert, I've got one friend, matter of fact, well, I won't tell you who it is, but he absolutely has his 40-minute talk down every single time. It's exactly the same 40-minute talk. He's motivated to give it because he gives it to new people all the time, whether it's 2 people, whether it's 40 people. But he gives that exact same talk. Exact same references, so he doesn't need notes. He's been giving it so long, he doesn't need notes. And he makes a ton of money because he knows how to motivate people. How about you? You want to motivate people? You want to be the expert? You want people to think of you as the expert? Get your topics down, right? So stay organized. Number 4 is not giving enough away. What do you mean, Steve, not giving enough away? On your website, in every talk, you should be giving something away. So if you're wanting to be a great speaker, you need to know what your speaker superpower is, right? Your speaker superpower. And if you don't know what your speaker superpower is, how about this? How about you just send me a message? Send me a message to 66866 and write the word more, M-O-R-E. 66866 and write the word more. If you haven't written that down, write it down now. It's a free discover your superpower, your speaker superpower, right? So what you want to do is send me a message, more, M-O-R-E, to 66866. Now, that's a freebie. That's free, right? You get to learn what your superpower is. Oh, it's 9:15 in the morning. I still need coffee. I got this cool new heated cup. It just sits on this. It must have a metal bottom or something because it sits on this. My wife bought it for me for Christmas. And it keeps the temperature at, like, I'll say 105 degrees. I have no idea. But it keeps it perfectly hot. That way I don't have to keep running the microwave to nuke my coffee. Hey, that's a tip. Tip of the day, get a hot cup. All right, so we talked about not giving enough away. So what are you giving away on your website, right? In order to, how many people come to your website every day, every week, every month, every year? You know what? Most of us don't know. We haven't designed our website to capture people. What are you giving away? You should be giving away at least 1, 2, or 3 things that will appeal to different people when they land on your website. Okay? And all of us are guilty of that because it's hard to put this stuff together. It takes time to put this together. And so when they land on your website, just like this, it should be a, hey, you want to learn what your speaker superpower is? Send me a message to 66866. I'll send you the white paper called Discover Your Speaker Superpower. Whatever I'm sending you, quit it. I hear you. Okay. Then it's got, and not a great capture system, right? So if you're trying to become the expert, you have to reach more people. You have to connect with more people. So a capture system, some people call it a CRM, right? But you have to capture the people's emails, information here, put it into your database, the CRM, and then send it out, reconnect on a regular basis with them. Are you doing that? Do you have a way to do that? Okay, I've got a new system I'm putting in place right now called Keep, K-E-A-P, I think. But email me, steve@stevesapato.com. I'll send it to you. Really, for all that you get dirt cheap, and you should be reaching out to me to learn how to use this CRM system called Keep. And I can get you special deals on it because that's who I am. You want to become a celebrity? Get people special deals on stuff. Say, I can get you this, it will change your business. And I guarantee you, this system will change your business, okay? And so one of the downfalls for all of us, I've been speaking for 40 years. Well, what happened to all my contacts for the first 35 years? I didn't realize you had to have them in an email system that could send out more emails. What? Back in the day, you got a job, somebody else referred you, you got another job, somebody else referred you, you got another job, okay? And we didn't have any problem getting jobs back in those days. Well, in the last 10 years, the world has changed. And now you have to have a CRM in place so that you can capture all those and stay in touch. So you'll label them. Hey, these are my companies that I've done business with. These are people who have connections to companies that I might do business. These are people who are interested in becoming great speakers and presenters. These are people who would like to get on my Speaker Talk stage and get a sizzle reel. Right? If you put those in, then you can contact them at different times for different reasons. Oh my goodness, do you have that system in place? That's important to have. Okay, number 6 on my list is not listening, learning, and growing. What does that mean, Steve? It's real simple, okay? I've talked to people over this last 10 months, whatever we've been in lockdown, and I'll say to them, you know what? Your website can't possibly produce the results you want because of how you've got it set up now. They're like, no, I think my website's pretty good. I had a person design it for me. Okay, right? You're not listening. You're not hearing what somebody says, right? Somebody the other day, they were on LinkedIn right? So I looked them up. I'm having a convo with them. They were going to be calling me. And by the way, do you have a system so that you can send out a link and they can book a time with you? You should have that. I don't remember who I use. If you write me, Steve at Steve Sapato, I'll tell you who I use. But basically what I do is I say, hey, you want to talk to me? Let's make sure we have the right time. You can call me anytime, right? Pick up the phone, call me at 813-906-9197. And if I'm available, I'll answer. But, you know, as busy as we are, I'm probably not going to be available. So you'd have to leave a message, and then I'll have to get back with you. And then you're probably not available. Wouldn't it be easier if you just said, hey, Steve, I got your calendar. Oh, Calendly. That's what it's called, Calendly. Hey, Steve, I got your calendar. Thanks for sending it to me. I'm going to book Friday morning at 10:15 a.m. to have a 30-minute talk with you. Oh, yeah. Then now we both know that we're going to be available from 10:15 to 10:45. Pardon me. 10:15 to 10:45, right? And we get to have an important conversation. That's really valuable. So make sure you're listening and learning. And I'm telling you, I have people all the time that I go, hey, what I started to tell you was there was somebody on LinkedIn. I talked to them, and actually I met them on Facebook. I wanted to look up more information, so I went to their LinkedIn profile. And when I opened up their LinkedIn profile, you know how at the top it says how to contact or more information or whatever it is, and I clicked, and it had 3 things: a website, an email, and something else. And I clicked on the website. You know what? It said, not found. I went to the other one, which was, again, their blog. Boom, not found. And then I clicked on whatever the third one was, not found. I was like, how can that be, right? And I looked and I verified looked like the same information that they had given me. So when I talked to them, I said, you know, your LinkedIn doesn't work, any of your contacts. And she was like, oh, I don't get on LinkedIn ever. If you've got a profile, if you've got something out there, for goodness sakes, make sure it works. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. Make sure all of your connections work. How would you like to have your website, and on it says, click here to book me for $5,000. And it took somebody 4 or 5 months later, they went, hey, Steve, I tried to book you and your link wasn't working. How much business did I lose? How many times did somebody try and book me and it said unavailable, not found? Boy, talk about taking you down from here's your expertise, what we're talking about today. Here's your expertise. Oh, he doesn't even have a website, or he doesn't have a place. Oh, what? Boom, you dropped. And they're going to go to the next person. They're going to go to that next person. You have to be expert and professional on every step of the way. When we're talking about that, you have to learn, you have to listen. So listening, right, growing, having all this. I talk to people all the time and I say, you know what? This is not how I would do that. And they're like, no, I think it's going to be fine. Okay. Right? I have people who pay me, hire me to teach them how to speak, and then say, I don't think I want to do it that way. Really? Okay, then don't. I'll still take the money. You won't get the results. You'll be mad at me. I don't care, honestly. I would love for you to have the results. I want you to always say, Steve Sapato is absolutely the best speaking coach I've ever met. Worked with me, taught me how to be a great speaker, taught me how to run a great speaking business, taught me how to get more business and more jobs, and I'm out there speaking all the time. One of the people I owe my success to is Steve Sapato. I don't want him to say, you know what, I tried working with Steve Sapato and nothing came of it. Well, thought a lot of things happened. Were you listening? Were you open? Do you know what storytizing is? Are you using storytizing? Oh my gosh, are you using excitement and energy in your speaking, right? When you get on the small screen, are you like, hi, I'm Steve Sapato, and today we're going to talk about your expertise is not producing. You know, I started years ago talking, nobody cares, right? They want to know what you have, what do you offer? And I offered you 6 things. I said, I will cover 6 things. Those 6 things. You have to be a great speaker and a presenter. You have to know how to make everything work. It's not just a small screen. It's not just on stage. You have to make every video you make work. You have to be able to energize. You have to be able to talk to people. You have to be able to make it succinct, right? That's why I usually spend less than 30 minutes on these things on Friday mornings. Try and get on right at 9 o'clock, spend less than 30 minutes on it and get off, because you don't have time to waste. You don't have time to hear my story. You want to hear my story? I'll be glad to share my story with you. Matter of fact, I'm putting together a little video that says, this is where Steve Sapato started. This is how he got started. So I have to make it entertaining, don't I? Right? How many times have you been on a webinar where they said, hey, we're going to take you and teach you these things. And you were like, great, I want that webinar. And then they spent the first 25, 30 minutes talking about their life and how they struggled and how they finally, I don't care. You said you wanted to teach me this, come teach me this. And if I think it's valuable, then I might buy your program. Simple. Should be simple. Instead, somebody has talked them into storytelling, taking 25, 30 minutes of your time to tell their story. And most of them are boring as heck. Have you noticed that? Oh my gosh. So don't be boring. When we talk about being a great speaker, the reason I put out www.stopboringspeakers.com is because I want you, right? Whenever you see a boring speaker presenter, I want you to think of Steve Sapato. Not that I'm boring. I don't want you to think I'm boring. I'm not boring. Okay. What I want you to think of is I need to put that person in touch with Steve Sapato so that that person can learn and grow and stop being boring. So, not a great speaker. Don't be boring. Being unorganized. So, unorganized means you didn't maybe call somebody back who needed to be called back. You didn't write somebody back who needed to be written back, right? Those are the things we talk about. And then not giving away enough stuff. You're not giving away enough stuff. What do you have to give away? You got knowledge. You have knowledge to give away. Please write out a 2-page paper on something that you can give away that would help somebody else in their business, right? You have a speaker superpower. You have the knowledge. You have the expertise in something. You need to find somebody's pain so that you can help them. What's the biggest problem you're having in your business today? We can help you with it. I can help you with that. Do you know that? I can help you with your biggest pain situation today. Let's talk. Steve@stevesapato.com. Drop me a message and I'll send you my calendar link. We'll talk for 30 or 40 minutes. Maybe I can help you for free. Ooh, maybe I should charge you for that. Anyway, don't be boring. Anyway, not giving enough away. So if you want to know what your speaker superpower is, just type more, M-O-R-E, the word more, to 66866. I'm giving stuff away. When I do a speech, I give stuff away. That's what I want to do. I want people to know that there's value in what I have to offer. When they come to my website, I want them to know that there's value in what I'm giving away and what I have for knowledge and how I can help them. They do that by learning more about me, and by learning more about me is how they get this, like they get a paper, they get a this, or they get a video, right? And then make sure in your video, you're not boring. I was working with somebody the other day, and he's a nutball. He's just fun. He's a great guy. And he gets excited. When he's on stage, he's a fireball. And then I put him on a video, and he was like, we're going to be talking about money here today. Really? Don't be boring. I can hire a Edward Jones guy or a Merrill Lynch guy. They'll bore me to death, right? Oh, hope you're not a Merrill Lynch or Edward Jones person. They're good people. Don't misunderstand. They just haven't been taught to be energized, engaging. They haven't been taught to motivate. They have to give you all this stuff in detail. And of course, if they didn't have you one-on-one, give me that in detail on a video would probably put me to sleep, right? Right. So make sure that you've got that. Not a great capture system. So this fifth one is not a great capture system, a CRM that you need to put in place. Like I said, I got a great CRM. If you want the information on it, I can get you a discount on it. It's called Keep, K-E-A-P, and it's a phenomenal system to help you put it all together, right? And it's really reasonably priced. If you're like me and you were paying $35, $45 for a email system per month, and then you were paying for this per month, and then you're paying for that per month. There's also a webinar system that if you want to get in touch with me, boy, I can put you into this webinar system that, you talk about evergreen videos. This webinar system will really help you. So if you like doing webinars and giving away your information, write to me. Say, Steve, what's your webinar system that you recommend, right? And then there's not listening, learning, and growing. Not listening, learning, and growing. Everybody would like to give you advice. Great, listen to it all. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. If they're knowledgeable or an expert in it and they give you advice. I had somebody the other day say, I showed up for something, I was doing some speaking. He said, Steve, this was out in Las Vegas. He goes, do you have your brochure? I went, I don't have a brochure. He goes, what? You don't have a brochure? Now, this person's a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire. So as soon as they were asking, and as soon as they said, Steve, you have to have a brochure every place you go and you should put it on every chair, I went, oh, Now, I've had literature before. I just didn't think it was that important. When a millionaire tells you one of their secrets is to do this, guess what you should start doing? You should start doing that. So obviously, I ordered some literature. And you have to experiment with what works for you, what doesn't work with you. All I'm saying is, I'm a pro at this. I'm an expert at this. But I'm not a rich expert at this. So if I want to get rich, I got to listen to the people who are rich, who are experts at what we do. That's how we get better. So listening, learning, growing. I pay big money for a coach. I pay big money to go to attend the training that I need to keep growing and keep becoming. Are you paying for a coach? Are you paying for that training? Do you attend regular training? And I don't mean this free crap that people are trying to give away and then try and sell you stuff at the end. Hire somebody. Hire a coach. I could coach you if you want, but hire a coach to help you succeed. And is that what you really want? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to become more visible? Right? Do you want people to look at you as the expert? Do you want to be on more stages? Do you want to participate more in the summits that they have? You have to get into the groups and you have to start commenting. You have to start playing the game. And all I can tell you is that there's lots of people out there who just want to take your money and there's no recourse, right? I worked with people who spent $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 to try and become great speakers. And when they were done, they couldn't even put together what their signature talk was. How can that be, right? That's one of the first things you have to have as a speaker. And if you aren't learning that from somebody who can really teach you, move on. All right, we're way over, I get technically back. We're reaching our 30 minutes here on Transform Mastermind and Elena Rayrig. So they are the sponsors for this video today. If you would like more information, you can go on Facebook, look for the Transform Mastermind group, look for Elena Rayrig. She's on MeWe, and I think she might still be on Facebook, but you know how people are jumping off the bandwagon there. They're moving on. So I'm on MeWe as Steve Sapato. I'm on Parler as QLman49. So wherever you'd like to reach us, you can probably just reach me at steve@stevesapato.com. You can certainly go to YouTube, type in Steve Sapato, and you might get two different ones. You're looking for Speaker Talks, and on Speaker Talks, you just want to subscribe. That would be great if you'd subscribe to me on my YouTube channel. And if you just want to get to know me better, please reach out, steve@stevesapato.com. Go to stevesapatoseminars.com. Go to stopboringspeakers.com. You know what? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to learn, grow, become. I want you to become that expert who has other people looking to them. What makes you an expert is when people start coming to you for advice and when you start giving expert advice that helps them change and grow their lives. That's what will make you an expert, because people will then start saying, wow, Steve Sapato changed my life. Now, you're not Steve Sapato, so they'll put your name in there. Insert name here. I hope we worked good together today. I hope to see you next Friday. I'm trying to think. I'm going to Dallas, so it might not be next Friday. I think I'm going to Dallas to do some training down there next week. But look for me most Fridays at 9 a.m. On the Transform Mastermind group. If you're not part of it, you should join. Otherwise, you'll see my videos coming up all the time. And write to me at steve@stevesapato.com. Please join me. And if you're seeing this on one of my channels, please subscribe. And I'd love to hear from you. Tell me your successes, your failures, your challenges. Tell me part of your story, as long as you're not boring. Have a wonderful day. This is Friday. Got Saturday and Sunday to absolutely enjoy your weekend. I'm here in Florida. It's still going to be a cool weekend, so I might have to do something not kayaky and not in the ocean. I hope you have a blessed day.